Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Eureka Farms, here in Farming Simulator 19 with me, C1ESO, here on this lovely Tuesday, May the 4th. So May the 4th be with everybody, and today I'm going to be looking at a few things. Firstly, I need to say I've had a weird issue today on the computer. I loaded up FarmSim to play and record this episode, and when I loaded up FarmSim, went to load my game, all my save game slots were empty, and I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. Where's all my save games gone? So obviously I immediately closed the game because I was like, there's something seriously wrong there, because I should have all my save games. Went to the FarmSim folder in my documents folder and found there was no FarmSim folder in my documents folder. I was like, okay, where's my FarmSim folder gone? I then went and was looking all over for it, couldn't find it, and then strangely I got an email last night, which admittedly I ignored the email. Normally I would respond to it, but I'm quite lucky in the fact that I ignored it, because last night I got an email saying that OneDrive had deleted a large number of files from my computer. So I logged into OneDrive, and sure enough, there in the recycle bin was all my Farm Simulator stuff, which is very peculiar because A, I'd not asked OneDrive to delete anything. It certainly shouldn't have deleted my whole folder. And secondly, on my PC, I have my Farm Simulator folder set to be always on this device, which means it shouldn't even be touched by OneDrive. So I was like, okay, OneDrive and Windows has just randomly decided to delete all my document stuff. So I had to go and re-download and restore everything from the online recycle bin to my PC. I've then loaded up the game and found the save, the Eureka Farm save, was dated like the 12th of April. And I was like, no, I'm fairly certain I've played a lot more regularly than that. And when I loaded up the save, oh my god, we were so far back in time, it wasn't true. It wasn't, it was unbelievable how far back we were. I was like, that can't be right. That's got to be wrong. So I went and had a look in the backup folder of the game, save game backup folder, and sure enough, there was a backup folder for save game 12, dated the 3rd of May, which is obviously when I last played and recorded. So I've restored that backup, and thankfully I don't appear to have lost any of my progress. We are picking up right where we left off, more or less at the end of the last video. So yeah, there's some very weird things at the moment, as I think I explained in the last video, happening on my PC. There's some very weird stuff happening in the last couple of weeks that I'm not really being able to troubleshoot and get my head around as to why it's happening, what's causing it, and how I resolve it. But if I keep having issues, I may be forced to reinstall Windows. Give it a full clear out, because if something's gone wrong and I'm having problems, I can't afford to be losing saves. And it's bad enough losing a save that I'm playing on, like Eureka Farms, but it's all my save games were lost. My Estancia Lapacho save from my very first Let's Play, that had gone. My Fenton Forest save, my Lake, all the saves from my Let's Plays had gone. And I know the chances of me ever going back and revisiting those saves is probably slim to none, but it would have been nice, mate, to have had the option to have one day loaded them up again and just had a quick whiz around the maps and remind myself of everything. But anyway, what do I want to talk about today? Before we get into actually doing some farm work, let's talk about the Call Contractors mod. You may remember in the last video, or the last couple of videos, we started using this lovely mod to come and do some work on the map. What I have since discovered is that we'll do the job within 2 hours means if I fast forward exactly 2 hours into the future of the game, of the save, this job will get done. So when it says we'll do the job within 2 hours, it doesn't mean that at all. It means it's going to be exactly in 2 in-game hours this job will be done. So all the jobs on all the fields will be done, providing you know, we reach the set time. Another thing I've discovered, now I asked Field 6 to be lime spreaded, did it? I did ask for Field 6 to be lime spreaded, did it? Along with a couple of other fields that I asked to be lime spreaded, did it? And as you can see, with precision farming installed, by contracting the contractor to do the lime, we haven't actually got very good lime. Our pH value is meh. It hasn't set the pH to perfect for the field. So what I'm going to deduce with my limited brain capacity from this is that if I have precision farming installed, then lime spreading and fertilising is not something you would want the contractors to do, unfortunately. I don't think they're that good. I honestly don't think the mod is compatible. I don't think the mod's compatible with precision farming. It doesn't apply the right amount of fertiliser to the field. It doesn't apply the right amount of lime. If you're not running precision farming, it would be interesting to see the effect of the contractor mod. I'm guessing the lime contracts and the fertilising contracts work perfect, because it's you know, it's either limed or it isn't without precision farming. And it's the same with fertiliser. You either have fertilised or you haven't. There's none of this, you must fertilise to a certain flipping amount, a precise value. And I'm guessing that's where mods like Call Contractor and stuff just sadly at this moment in time fall a little bit down on their functionality, because they just don't work with precision farming. So armed with that knowledge, I will not be doing any more lime spreading or fertilising contracts with them. What I do need to do today is get fields 8 and 9 reseeded. I have asked, I think, maybe I haven't. I think I was requesting samples. I did. I think that's maybe the one little bit that perhaps has not happened since my restart. I'm going to guess. Right, field 7 can actually be mowed today. So let's get the mower going, shall we? Get some grass. We could do with some hay, actually, I'm thinking, at this moment in time. And then I want to get sugar beets sown and planted, and I want to get Drive the course, kid. Drive the course. I want to get probably another batch of potatoes planted. Possibly. We also need to get the grass sown on field. Now, what I haven't done... let's set that to sugar beets. I haven't tried, and this is what I wanted to try actually. So we want to go field 4. We want to do maybe sowing of grass. I'm going to let her do the grass sowing. Let's hire a contractor to do the grass on field 4 because it's a big field, and if I did it, it would take hours. It would also probably cost me a lot in terms of seed, so I don't think paying a contractor 30 grand to sow a great big massive field of this size is actually that bad of an idea. I think it's probably cheaper than me doing it myself. Answers in the comment section down below if that is indeed wrong. You know, if I'm wrong about that and it would be cheaper for me to do it, then let's have that discussion. I think some of these jobs, it actually does work out better for you to kind of do them yourself. You know? But yeah, cultivating, ploughing, the contracts for that, can't fault them. They've worked exceptionally well. They've worked very well. I can't fault them at all for how those work, because they work very well. So anyway, let's get the sugar beets down. Yeah, and sadly not the quickest machines in the world, these. I did get the loan repaid in the last episode, so we've got no loan. So we're back in profit again. Like I say, we just need to wait and see. Like I say, let's see how the planting contract goes over on field 6 or field 4. If the sowing contract works okay, then I might even call a contractor to plant field 6 for me, because that's another big field that I really wouldn't want to be seeding myself. I could also today, realistically, I probably ought to be doing it, should be harvesting field 10. Not so much because we need the crop off of it, but I could really do with the straw now, because I've got no regular straw, which means I can't put straw in the cow bedding, nor can I put straw into the TMR, because we don't have any regular old straw, and none of the other straw types will work. None of the how shall we put it, none of the canola straw, corn straw, soybean straw is accepted. So can't use those as alternatives. It has to be plain old regular straw. I'm almost wondering if I need a little machine somewhere, a bit like the fermenting silage fermenter, the hay dryer, TMR mixer, whether I just need a machine like that that's set up to do all the different straw types, but accepts all the different straw types going in, but only outputs regular basic straw. That way I can get all the corn straw, all the canola straw, all the soybean straw, turn it into normal straw, which would be more useful, because then, like I say, I can feed it to the cows in TMR, I can use it to line the animal pens as bedding, and it saves me having to plant tons and tons of wheat and barley and oats all the time to try and get the regular straw. I could probably duplicate one of those buildings. I could take one of those buildings, copy and paste it, and then change the global company script to do regular straw. Be able to produce a lot of it. And then we'd be rocking. We'd be cooking on gas, as they say. But yeah, everything else went really well. We got the potatoes finished, the harvest on the potatoes. I think we got quite a lot of potatoes, actually, if I look at it. We've got 518,000 litres in the silo. So not only did we fill the crisp factory up to capacity with potatoes, we've got 500,000 left in the silo. So some people might say, well, why do you need to plant more potatoes straight away? Surely you could plant something else. Yeah, maybe. But we've got the machine, we might as well use it. The harvester. Like I say, I can sell regular old potatoes, that's not going to be a problem. What I would like to do is build up enough potatoes in the silo that maybe I could hire the contractor to sell them. Because contractors will sell certain items from your silo, certain fruits. Looking at their pricing and what they charge to do the selling, you're probably not going to use them for selling, you know, the contents of a single harvest. You know, if you do harvest one field and have 100,000 litres of a crop, you're probably not going to use them to sell that, because they do demand quite a high salary and a high contract price for selling crop. However, if you have several million litres of a crop, maybe, in your silo, you're sitting on several million litres, that would obviously require you to make quite a few trailer runs to get sold. It might be better then to say, you know what, hiring the worker is worth it for the, you know, the 50-60 grand that they're charging to get rid of, you know, 1 million litres of a crop. It's probably worth doing. You'd probably take that. And another thing I'd be keen to see and test with that is what price do you get? Is the selling price done on the highest price, the crop price at that particular moment? So when that contract comes up, when it says the contract will be done in X hours. When X hours comes up and that contract is done, are you paid for your crop based on the highest price on the map at that moment? And if so, does that also then get round the issue of having the price, if you're trying to deliver 1,000,000 litres of crop to a sell point, obviously as you do a couple of trailer deliveries, the sell point price is going to start to go down, because of the fact that you've delivered, you know, several 100,000 litres of crop. All of a sudden that sell point goes, hang on a minute, we don't want any more of this, let's drop the price down, we don't need any more. I wonder if that solves that problem, and whether you get the top price for your entire silo's worth of crop because of how the contractor delivers it. Again, it's all stuff to test, and that's the good thing about Eureka Farms. This whole map and this whole series has been designed and set up to be a bit of a, let's test some stuff, let's do some stuff that's a bit different, you know, let's break the boundaries of reality a bit and do things, you know, do things differently here. But what we don't have on this particular, obviously I'm going to have to fertilise these fields once we have seeded. So we'll be getting the sprayer out, and again I'm going to have to do the spraying myself, because it seems like the contractor mod is not compatible with precision. In fact, to be honest, there's not a lot of mods that are compatible with precision farming. I think there's a lot of understanding that mod makers are going to need to do, looking at precision farming to see how that all works and how they can make their mods work with it and also work with the vanilla game, for those people that don't play with precision farming. I don't know how that's going to affect FS22, of course. I would imagine Farming Simulator 22, I would imagine precision farming will be built into precision farming out of the gate. I think it would be part of the game. It really should be, because it does make fertilising, manure spreading, slurry spreading, digestate spreading, lime spreading a lot more interesting, and it does have more of an impact on your yields of your fields. So I would definitely, from a gameplay point of view, like to see precision farming added to the base game of FS22. No mod required. I don't think precision farming makes it more complicated at all, in terms of, I don't think it makes the game more complicated, so I don't think it would put players off if it was, you know, an always on feature of FS22. But I do think it does make, you know, makes your decisions regarding fertiliser application. Do you use manure and slurry? Do you ignore that and just go straight for chemicals? You know, how does the soil type affect your yield? There's a lot to be said for it. I've certainly enjoyed playing precision farming. Does make things a lot more different. It's almost like I'm almost trying to work out, okay, so I've got this field here that's in this condition. What crop can I put on that? That's going to then obviously maximise that field's earnings for me. You know, if I put, you know, if we have a look at, say, field 9 in the old precision farming stakes, I don't think the contractor's come in yet. But when he does, and we end up paying for our soil samples and stuff, and we get to see what is on these fields, it might be a case of, okay, at this moment in time, field 9 has a nitrogen level of, what should we say, 160. Field 9 has currently got 160 nitrogen across the whole field. If we plant some crops, right, some certain crops, that's going to be bad, because that'll be way too much nitrogen for some crops. So therefore, we're looking at the field and going, right, we actually need to be able to plant crop A, we need to lower the nitrogen value to this, which means really we should be planting crop C next, which is going to consume this much nitrogen, which will then enable us next time round to plant crop A. And what that does, it basically, the precision farming does force you to do a bit of rotation. It does force you to do some rotation. You can't just keep planting the same crop over and over and over and over on the same field. But it's not as convoluted as like seasons crop rotation in that regard. It's not like you got to work out on the spreadsheet exactly which crops you're going to plant and in what order and for how many years. And no, it's not as complicated as that. You just need to know, okay, if I've got this much fertilizer sitting in the soil, I can't plant these crops this time. This time round, this next harvest, I can't, because the field's got too much fertiliser on it. What we need to do is plant crops that are going to lower the fertiliser amount to a point where we do have the option then of planting everything. And I apologise for the noise in the background of dogs barking. Rah, rah, rah. I think the family's been out. I think 2 of the family members have been out today, and of course now the dogs are just flipping going crazy. Soil samples have been analysed. We've spent a lot of money on that. So hopefully now we can see. Yeah, we got decent amounts. Field 4 looks absolutely dreadful. I'm not going to lie. Field 4 looks terrible. So, probably need to mix that up a bit next time round. I mean, it's only going to have grass on it, to be fair. It's only going to have grass on it. But yeah, we may go out there, give it a bit of a liquid spraying. But yeah, we're getting the potatoes in. I do like the fact that we've got this big seeder. I did notice today on the mod hub the John Deere DB120 mod has been released by JHGGG modding. I've not downloaded it. I've not looked at it. I have tried his DB60 and DB90s mods. I have tried those. I've got the DB90 installed here. And I'm going to be quite honest. I find it a bit weird. When I've used it, we're using it on Deer Country, the multiplayer server. They tend to see the planter seems to flip over very, very easy. Very, very easy behind the tractor. It flips over, it slides about like there's no friction there half the time, and it's weird because I know when FarmSim 19 first came out, we did get a DB60, DB90 and DB120 planter that were converted from FS17 mods very early in FarmSim FS19's life, which I have still got. I've still got them in mod folders. I've used them, and I think they look better than the I think they look better than the JHGG mods, in the sense that what I don't like about the mods, the new DB90 mods, which are apparently all his, not stolen content, is the fact that there's no tanks on it. And yes, I could put a tank on it, but that's the only tank I get. Is a liquid fertilizer tank type thing. For that reason, I find the capacity of the little seed boxes, like you say, look, 5,761 litres. The seed capacity is so small compared to the like I say, the other mods that I've got, which were converted from FS17 mods, which have the big tanks on them. You know, it has the big tanks on the frame for not only fertilizer but also seed, and it, you know, it gives them a capacity of, you know, 10-12,000 litres divided between seed and fertilizer. And when you've got, you know, when you've got a planter that's 27 metres wide, you know, you expect to cover a bit of ground with it, you know. And the problem is, it's a 27 metre, the DB90 is a 27 metre wide planter. I think the DB120 is a 36 metre wide planter. When you've got a 36 metre wide planter, you expect to be able to drive more than 10 metres into a field before you run out of seed. Which is the problem with those mods, because with such a small seed capacity, 5,000 litres, and then if you have fertiliser, you lose capacity. So you probably find you have like 2,000 litres of seed and 3,000 litres of fertiliser in the machine. Suddenly, you've got this great big massive seeder or planter, but you're having to refill it 100 times. You know? And that's kind of where I'm like, I kind of like this air cart system, because, you know, I'm doing me sugar beets, I'm doing my potatoes. I've not had to refill yet. I've not had to refill. Got plenty of capacity in that tank. You know, that whole cart is all seed. I don't have the fertiliser option enabled on this particular one. I do on the other one, the one back at the farm. That does have fertiliser, as you've seen if you've been watching the series. But sometimes for doing jobs like this, I prefer to have complete seed, just all seed capacity. I can fertilise after. I can come back with a sprayer after we've seeded and do the fertilising. So for certain crops that are very seed hungry and require a lot of seed, like potatoes, I prefer to have a seeder that has quite a big capacity, because I don't want to have to keep leaving the field to refill it, or I don't want to have to keep bringing a machine to the field to refill it. You know, I don't want to have to be using seed tenders or auger wagons or things like that. I know in real life farmers do, and they have to, because it's just what they have to do. You know, we've all seen Millennial Farmer on YouTube with his J&M auger wagon, doing his refilling his seed and in his planters and stuff in the field. You know, that's fine. And again, there are plenty of players that love that extra added bit of thing. You know, they like to refill their machines, and they get into all that in their playthroughs and in their save games and stuff. For me, it's not something I like doing. You know, I'd rather fill up my machine before I go to the field, and then fill it up once I've done the field. It was annoying for me a few days back when we did before we did the corn, when we was planting the corn on field 6, and the freaking thing ran out twice, and we ended up with corn that was grown to different stages then as a result, because the worker, obviously, he just stops once he runs out of seed. He just goes, right, done. And if you miss the message, if you miss the little message that says he's run out, You can play like me. I played quite happily for several hours before I realised, hold on a minute, he's stopped. He's not actually done the job on the field. Go and investigate. Oh, we ran out of seed, did he? And that's a good thing about this contractor mod that I'm kind of interested in. Not quite reaching the edge of the field, look. Or we are a little bit, maybe. I'm not going to worry about that little strip down there. But yeah, there's a harvester coming. There's a harvest coming very soon. What we're going to need to do field 10, because like I say, I do need the straw. Field 6 is going to need a crop put on it. That will generate straw. Possibly even field 3 might have a crop put on it that generates straw. So if I've got oat on field 10 currently, I might go for a wheat harvest on field 6. I might go for barley on field 3. And again, maybe put oat back on field 10. It does mean we're not going to produce any soybeans, canola, anything like that. But I think I'm all good for that at the moment. I think I'm okay. I think I've got enough in the silo if I need to fill my productions up. Like I say, we're sitting on $1.6 million in the bank. We're not shy on money, and I don't foresee any massive expenses, should I say, in the near future. Unless I do decide to do what I've been saying for God knows how many episodes, which is place an Agraz on the map, just to give us another sell point that can take everything. Which would come in very useful, like I say, when I am getting rid of pallets from the farm. Because like I say, at the moment we've got the problem where wool is only accepted in one place. Eggs are only accepted at one place. And then it's like... And also, another thing, I did buy a trailer yesterday. After I finished recording, I said I was going to get rid of the pallets and stuff off camera, get them gone. So I bought myself the Lizard 50 foot or 51 foot auto load trailer, the Alfalfa trailer, the one made by the guy who does the Easy Auto Load script over on the Nexus mods. And the problem for that, for me, is that despite it being a huge trailer, 51 foot, it only loads pallets on one level. So I only get 20 pallets on there, which is pretty much exactly the same as I get on the little trailer, which does double stack. So, yeah, bit disappointed in that one, really. If the Lizard double stacked pallets and we could get 40 on there in one go, I'd have been absolutely delighted with that. As it is, I still have to make the exact same number of journeys. The exact same number of journeys. But now I have to do it with a truck, because obviously that trailer requires you to put a truck on it. Can't do it with a tractor, so I have to put the semi on it when I want to use that for shifting pallets. Is what it is. Right, if anybody knows, if anybody out there has done an edit or a modification of the Lizard 51 foot auto loader with double stacking of pallets to increase it to 40 pallets at a time, let me know where you got that from, where I can download it, because I definitely would like that. 50 pallet mod thingy. This field should be getting plowed. Oh yes, field 6. The contractor's done it, look. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the contractor has been. One of the things I was a little bit worried about using the contractor mod was whether or not it was going to ignore where I've painted obviously new edges on the field. And that, you know. Turns out, unlike easy dev commands, whereas if I was to fiddle with the field with easy dev commands and like plough it or something, it would return the field back to its original size. So as you can see at the minute, the border for the map is actually behind my character. The original field edge is behind my character. I've painted grass, so actually the field edge is actually in front of my character. If I was to use easy dev commands to plough the field, it would actually plough the field right the way back to its original size, removing all the grass that I've painted, the new edges that I've put on it, and everything. The core contractor mod actually does plough the field that it ploughs the field. It does works to the dimensions that you've made the field. So if you've edited any fields, you've resized any fields, the core contractor mod actually works to the resized field, not the original field. So that's good to know, and it, you know, it's great for that. I think what I'm going to do then, as a result, I'm now going to ask field 6 to be sowed with let's do it with barley. And then let's go to field 3. We'll do field 3 with wheat. So those will all get planted for me. I need to then pick up, obviously, the grass now, get that in the hay dryer, which I shall do off camera. When we come back for the next episode, folks, we'll be ploughing field. We'll be harvesting field 10, and hopefully, well, we'll get some fertilising done on some of our crops that we've planted today, and then we'll also have a go at fertilising the grass field once this field is actually seeded by the grass lady who's coming to sow the grass. So yeah, next episode, everybody, tune in. We're going to be doing harvesting, spraying, and whatever else. I'm pleased that my save has been saved. I've managed to save me save from the recycle bin. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, because that was rather annoying. But anyway, we will carry on. Carrying on. We'll carry on carrying on. And like I say, I'll get the grass picked up now and put in the hay dryer. I might even go and empty the manure, the liquid manure at the cows, because I think they're probably due an empty slurry 80,000 litres. In fact, actually, they're not really. So it's just literally me having to get the loading wagon wherever I've left it. I'm sure I'll find it. It's over here. So I'm going to go pick up the grass. I will see you all in the next episode. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, everybody. Cheerio.